But Burke, before we get going here, I was told to ask you about the wrench story from the Sloan Analytics Conference, and I'd like you to share that with us.
I was asked to speak at the Sloan Analytics Conference, which is part of MIT's analytics. It's the godfather of analytics conferences. It's 3,000 people. It's at the convention center in Boston, and they cut the attendance off at 3,000. So it's heavily sponsored by ESPN, and it's crazy big. And my oldest daughter was part of the founding, the very first one, when it was still at MIT. I remember the first one I spoke at was the second Sloan conference, which was at MIT in one of the classrooms. My daughter Katie was involved, and it was, but now we're on the big stage, and they asked me to come, and I got up, and these people are all analytics experts, and it's how they make their living, and they were all excited about it. And I said, analytics are like a lamppost to a drunk, useful for support, but not necessarily for illumination. I went on to say how important I thought analytics were, but I'd already ruined the moment. I never got asked to speak again at MIT. I never will. But I asked one of the kids, there's 3,000 people there, and I said, if you got a problem with a leaky pipe, what tool do you grab? Silence. 3,000 goddamn people, and no one could say wrench. So I said, you grab a wrench, goddammit. You grab a wrench. 3,000 kids had no idea what a wrench was. I swear to God. So my feeling about analytics has been, I came in as a skeptic like most people my age, because this is all new. You guys are all new. This is only the last 20 years. Oh, Bill Scotty, or what's the dean of Massachusetts? Who's the famous baseball guy? Bill James. Bill James. He was the guy that really started in running analytics, and he's the godfather of analytics. He's a brilliant guy, a great guy too. But a lot of us came to this slowly because it's not what we did. It's not how we grew up. It's not what we knew. But as I said to these guys, to Jamie and Devin and Daryl, I said, you ignore the statistical data that makes you better. You ignore that at your peril. Can you imagine a room full of smart people sitting around saying, hey, we've got some statistics that will make us better, but we're not going to use them? You'd be fired on the spot. But that's what we did for 20 years. We just analytics bullshit. We don't need that. We'll watch guys play. So our hierarchy has always been eyeballs first. We want to watch players play, make qualitative and quantitative judgments. That's number one on our toolbox. Number two is research on the player. Interviewing players, talking to their parents. What do their parents do? What do their siblings do? Are their siblings successful? Are they educated? Whatever, or they have great jobs? Do they work hard? Even if it's a blue-collar job, that's fine with us. What do you do? And find out as much as we can. And then we turn to the analytics. We still rely heavily on analytics.